First of all, I just want to say thank you so much to Jackson Magazine and to all the sponsors for supporting us, especially this week during Teacher Appreciation Week. Like, what better place to be than with a group of like some of the best in Jackson County? So thank you so much for, like, you guys helped me to be a better teacher. I get so inspired just listening to you guys talk too. So thank you so much for everything you guys do for our kids too. And you know, I'm going to thank my administrator. She's like so behind me all the time. Whatever I need, she's there and helps me to, like, she's backed off and lets me go. And so I appreciate that so much for her, that she gives me that respect to be able to do what I think is best for my kids. And then my husband and my kids, my family, who have, I don't even know how many hours I drove them into my classroom. Like, he didn't realize it was in our vows that, like, in August, you know, he doesn't have a life. So anyway, thank you. And so, you know, like, I just wanted to talk for just a minute about this year. You know, it's all been crazy. I just want to thank you guys because we did it. Like, we, with no training and no warning, we're just like, hey, guess what? You're teaching virtually from now on. So, but we did it. And I remember being so scared. Like, I am not the I win a technology grant, and it's my least favorite thing. Like, I'm learning all the time. So I'm like, Screencastify, Zoom, like, what? What am I doing? So learning all these new things that I didn't know and trying to, you know, put them in act, and it worked, and we did it. And so, like, all of us together, we did it. You know, we took care of these kids who were at home. I was so scared. I'm like, how am I going to engage them, and how am I going to make sure they're doing stuff, and how am I going to entertain them on a screen, and like, what? I have to do what? And we just did it, and it worked. And so our kids they're okay. If it was, you know, those extra Zoom calls we need to make, or those personalized phone calls home, for me it was like crazy Snapchat videos that I'd sing happy birthday and send them to those kids that I know needed a little extra. So just all those crazy things that we did to keep our kids engaged and to let them know that we cared, because at the end of the day, they were the most, you know, the biggest priority is how are we going to reach these kids who maybe aren't eating, who are depressed, and who are having mental health issues, and we're still there for them. So I just, you know, like, from one teacher to another, thank you. I saw you guys all do it. I know our staff was, and I know you all were too. So just thank you for reaching out to those kids. And, you know, like, in teaching, a lot of times that, you know, the rewards aren't always immediate. We don't always feel them right now. Sometimes we're planting seeds and we see them later. And like, for me, I was sharing with my principal, you know, for me it's that 19-year-old girl who, the last time I saw her, she was a 5th grader, and out of the blue I get an email, or a Facebook message saying, you know, I'm pregnant, I don't know what to do, you told me in 5th grade you'd always be there for me. And, you know, it's that, you know, in his 20-year-old student who had gone to prison and called me on his way home from prison, like me, of all people, on his way home from prison, calls his teacher to say, hey, I got my GED, and will you come to my house tonight because I want to show it to you. Like, he'd been in prison 2 years, and I'm the person he calls. He's like, there's nobody who will care about it as much as you do. It's like I stopped by his house to see him get out of prison and have his GED. It's just those kids that, you know, those were years later. I didn't know I'd impacted them. So it's just, you're all doing that. It's like such a privilege to stand in a room full of people who are all reaching out to kids, because every one of you have stories like that you can share of those lives that you've changed and those people that you've touched. So it's just humbling to be here with all of you, and thank you so much.